Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabanzi. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a pretty interesting show for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want today's full show before it comes out, it's streaming on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We have that pinned in the comment section below. You can catch the DREAMERSPRO podcast there. Anyway, let me get into this topic here. So the number one thing right now in the NBA is the LeBron James comments that he made, and then Shannon Sharp responding to it, and then Stephen A. Smith and all of that. That's been the number one topic item right now, and everyone has kind of weighed in. Now, when the story first broke, and LeBron put out his response on I believe it was Twitter, I said then, I believe it was in the live that we did, that you should be expecting a response from Stephen A. Smith to the comments that LeBron James made. I said this should catch no one off guard. Why did I say this? Because Stephen A. Smith always responds to people whenever they come at him or they say something that may look like is directed towards him. And that is exactly what happened yesterday on ESPN First Take. Yesterday on ESPN First Take, it was Stephen A. Smith, Brian Windhorst, Chris Mad Dog Russo, and Molly Qerim. And they were talking about this very thing. And then when it came time for Stephen A. Smith to kind of respond to the comments that LeBron James made, he didn't mince words, and I think he further crystallized the point he was trying to make all along. So for those of you who didn't hear his response, what we want to do is want to play it for you now, and then we'll come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to what Stephen A. Smith had to say in response to the comments that LeBron James put out there yesterday. Take a listen to that there.
I don't think so. I respect where you're coming from, Wendy. You know how much I respect your basketball knowledge. The Rich Pauls, the Maverick Carters, and others of the world who are obviously in this camp and incredibly biased, but they should be. They don't get what I'm saying, so I have to temper my point. Sam Tanucci, exceptional producer, just feel free to put the ticker tape. Because, see, I have to preface comments, dog. I don't know if you've seen this. Let's put it out there. LeBron James, great father, great husband, great director, great businessman, great actor. I mean, we have to put all of this. We have to qualify all of this. I mean, because my God, doggy, unless we're acknowledging that LeBron James is the greatest thing since Jesus, okay, it's an insult. I don't know if you know that, doggy. I really don't know if you know this. If you don't call him the second coming of Jesus Christ himself, you are insulting LeBron James in the eyes of some people. And that's why Wendy started laughing, because he knows I'm telling the truth. Great husband, great father, great generous philanthropist, actor, director, businessman, extraordinaire, media mogul, the whole bit. LeBron is all that in the bag of chips. Okay, I mean, everything. I pay homage to this brother, incredible role model. We will miss him. I'm sincere when I say this. We will miss him when he is gone. The brother is that special. What I'm trying to say is I'm rewinding the clock, and a lot of people want to sit up there and diminish the impact of Pat Riley. Fine. What I would say to you is, from an organizational perspective, in terms of establishing who's in control, and y'all can leave Wendy and Doggy up there so I can look at them, in terms of understanding what control and culture is, here's why Pat Riley's impact can't be ignored. It can't be ignored because of what LeBron James had to depart to go to Miami. You didn't have that level of structure in Cleveland. You know I'm not lying about that, Wendy. Dan Gilbert and the Cleveland Cavaliers organization was not Pat Riley and the Miami Heat organization. Of course, D. Wade was the catalyst. Of course, he was that dude. We understand that. But in the end, you can't take away what structure and culture Pat Riley established long before LeBron James ever arrived. That's point number one. Point number two, remember, Wendy, the first year LeBron arrived in Miami, who was beside him every press conference? He wouldn't sit down and talk to the media by himself. He was so psychologically warped that D. Wade had to be by his side.
Part of that was they were trying to keep them from being pulled apart by the media. That was a defense tactic by the organization, too. That was a tactic.
Okay, time out. I know that's what they say. I'm aware of that, Wendy. You know that's BS. And if I was on my podcast, I'd get Pat McAfee on them and say the word outright, okay? Because the reason why we're talking about how tight these brothers are, You're talking about D. Wade and LeBron James here. Well, nobody going to pull them apart. You can try all you want to. You know the character that's in D. Wade, the kind of man that he is. He ain't going to turn against his brother like that. And you know what kind of character LeBron does. I don't care what they say about LeBron. LeBron ain't going to turn against his brothers like that. That's not how he rolls. So we got to understand that, okay? He was being pacified because mentally he was warped. As an individual talent, he was phenomenal. But in the same breath, because of the shrapnel of criticism that was coming in his direction, because of the pariah that he was labeled to be, because he compromised the Cleveland economy, you're making over $1 billion for the economy, and you're up and left them, and they burning your jersey in effigy, and all of this other stuff that was going on. It was a lot for him to deal with, and it was tough. Well, guess what? Being there helped you get to the point where you ultimately became who you were. I don't know if LeBron James becomes that dude if you didn't have that support. Now, this is the crime. Even whether it's you, Doggy, whether it's you, Wendy, it's me or anybody else. This notion that we're just going to be who we are, and we're just going to be who we're meant to be, devoid of the level of support when we ultimately fall into an abyss, because as human beings, we all do. And what is it that propels us, that uplifts us? It's our loved ones, it's people in our inner circles, those who are close to us, who help elevate us to a level where we can ultimately excel and prosper. I am simply saying that was Miami. And so to sit up there and to echo words out of your mouth like, you know what, I was going to be this way regardless, is diluting the importance of the impact the culture of Miami, and specifically Dwayne Wade above all else, had on you. That's why I was on national television with a big problem. When LeBron James was not seen, he did not attend Dwayne Wade's Hall of Fame induction. I assure you, Dwayne Wade will be there when LeBron James is inducted into the Hall of Fame. Now, if he was there and he came through the back door in a private jet and nobody knew, fine, I stand corrected. I ain't see him. I didn't see him. And I'm telling you right now, I was stunned. And everybody that I spoke to in the basketball world was stunned that LeBron James, even though it was in the aftermath of Bronny and stuff like that, but we had seen LeBron James on the road thereafter. You take a flight to the East Coast to Springfield, Massachusetts, and you're short for a few hours to be there for Dwayne Wade. Why were we all aghast at his absence? Because it's Dwayne Wade, that's why. Because we know what Dwayne Wade did for him, that's why. It was Dwayne Wade that told him to be a leader. It was Dwayne Wade that had to remind him of his greatness. It was Dwayne Wade that said, yo, I ain't the best player on this team. I need this to be you. We can't win without you being you. Because he wasn't against Dallas. That is a fact. And there's no crime, nor is it an insult in telling LeBron James, yo, bro, we appreciate your greatness. We know you all-time great.
But he did carry that team later. You're right.
We're not saying
Dallas,
he didn't. We're not saying he didn't.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm
Mad
saying.
Dog, you get in here, and
He
then
did.
I've got something to say, Stephen A. Go ahead, Mad Dog.
Well, number one.
So you heard what he had to say. First of all, I think Stephen A. Smith perfectly laid out his position on the issue. I think he perfectly did. I think what Stephen A. Smith was saying was this. Yes, LeBron would have gone on to have a spectacular career. I also believe he doesn't believe that LeBron would have gone on to win 4 titles. I don't believe that. I and a lot of people believe LeBron would have probably gone on to win 2 more titles, 1 or 2 more titles. But I think the bigger point Stephen A. Smith was making was, no matter who you are, where you are in the world, if you're in a power position, more than likely, there were people that helped you along the way. So to try to discount the impact that those people had on you is not a good look. And in the case of Stephen A. Smith, he was talking about the impact that the Miami Heat and specifically Dwayne Wade had on LeBron's career. This is a fact. This is all documented. So for people that are trying to argue against that, it makes it seem as if the contributions that Dwayne Wade made towards LeBron James' career were of no consequence. And that's simply not the truth. I think also that's the point that Shannon Sharp was trying to make. Like, no, these guys played a role the same way LeBron played a role in the career of other NBA players, maybe the career of Kyrie Irving or maybe the career of Anthony Davis. Both players that both of which went on to win championships while playing with LeBron. So there's no one is an island. No one is an island. And if you check behind every successful person, there were a lot of people that helped them along the way. I think ultimately that's the point Stephen A. Smith was making. And that's the reason why him and so many people were stunned when LeBron didn't attend Dwayne Wade's Hall of Fame enrichment ceremony or speech. It was surprising because they were like, of all people, Dwayne Wade, LeBron was going to be there. So for him to not be there, it was very surprising. And a lot of people have conceded that they believe that Dwayne Wade will be present for when LeBron is being inducted into the Hall of Fame. So you can't tell the LeBron James story without the Miami Heat story, because he had some of his most successful years in Miami, especially as a basketball player, making those all first defensive teams and playing at a high level. We can't discount that. Miami played a role. That's what I believe they were trying to say. They weren't trying to diminish him as a player. These are my thoughts. So what I want to know from you guys, what do you think about what Stephen A. Smith, what he had to say now that you've heard him fully express his feelings? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section, and we catch you on the next show. Peace.